Okay. I'm having raisin bread. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at all the raisins. I just told a story about Mrs. Close from Close's General Store and the raisin bread. I'm going to tell you another story now. This is a joke that my dad came home from work and told one time back in the 1970s. Now, there's a couple of things you got to bear in mind. Back in the old days, when we had little bakeries around and stuff, oftentimes the way a bakery was made, the way the building was made, or the way the store was set up, there were high shelves. There was a counter there that you'd walk up to ask the clerk for what you wanted. And then there were high shelves with the different breads and whatnot on them. And oftentimes it would require a ladder to get up to get the stuff on the higher shelves. Anyway, I remember bakeries like that. We actually had one in my hometown of Perth, Ontario. We had a bakery like that. But anyway, I'll tell you the story here. It was a joke, actually. You got to bear in mind, too, this is back in the miniskirt era. This joke is a little risque. It is. But it's funny. It's really funny. There was this very pretty young woman working in a bakery. And, of course, she was wearing a miniskirt, as was the fashion, at the time. So she's working in the bakery, and a man comes in, and he asked her for a loaf of raisin bread. Now, the raisin bread was kept on the uppermost shelf, which meant that the lady in the miniskirt, the pretty lady in the miniskirt, would have to climb the ladder to get the raisin bread. I think you see where I'm going with this. Anyway, my dad told this joke when I was a kid, I remember. It was a joke that was floating around the factory where he was working. Anyway, Rocky's having a good sleep. So the lady, she goes up the ladder to get the raisin bread. And, of course, the guy's standing down there, and he's looking up. He's having a great look. Looking right up her skirt there, having a good look, And then another man happens to come into the store. And, of course, she's still up on the ladder retrieving this loaf of raisin bread for the guy. So the other guy comes up, and now he's looking up at her. He's getting a good look up her skirt, too. So she turned around, and she says to the other guy who came in, she says, "And I suppose yours is raisin, too." That's what she said. "And I suppose yours is raisin, too." Anyway, that's just a cute little joke I remember from when I was a kid. Like I say, you'd have to know that was the miniskirt era and that the way bakeries were set up to get that joke. It made more sense back then than it would now unless I explained. Now, for older people, of course, they remember, but younger people watching may not. Anyway, Rocky's having a good sleep. Yep, and I suppose yours is raisin, too. Anyway, on that note, we'll talk to you later.